In a vibrant African coastal city called Kandara, 5 young black African men lived like brothers. Their names were Malik, Jaden, Kofi, Samuel, and Eli. They were not related by blood, but life had tied them together stronger than family. They grew up in the same neighborhood, shared the same dreams, and promised one another one thing: where one goes, we all go. Years later, that promise led them to the skies. All 5 worked together on a commercial airplane. Malik was a junior pilot. Jaden handled ground coordination. Kofi managed passenger assistance. Samuel worked with cargo and safety, and Eli took care of in-flight support. They were known among passengers for their kindness, discipline, and teamwork. Every flight felt like a mission. Every landing felt like victory. But the sky, like life, does not always stay calm. One early morning, their aircraft prepared for a long international flight. Passengers boarded with luggage, children laughed, engines roared, and the city slowly disappeared beneath the wings. Inside the aircraft, the 5 friends moved like one body. They checked seats, secured baggage, calmed nervous travelers, and smiled even when tired. Their bond showed in every action. High above the clouds, Malik stared at the endless blue sky and remembered their childhood dreams. Flying was freedom, but also responsibility. Midway through the journey, a warning light blinked briefly on the control panel. It disappeared just as fast. Malik noted it, but the aircraft continued smoothly. None of them knew that this small moment was the beginning of a test that would define their brotherhood forever. Hours later, turbulence struck suddenly. The aircraft shook violently. Passengers screamed, luggage rattled, alarms sounded. Malik fought to stabilize the plane. Jaden communicated with control towers. Kofi moved through the cabin, calming people despite his own fear. Samuel secured cargo under dangerous conditions. Eli helped children and elderly passengers, holding hands, whispering courage. One engine lost power. The sky fell silent, except for alarms and prayers. In that moment, fear disappeared and brotherhood took control. They did not think of themselves, they thought of the people trusting them with their lives. With limited fuel and one failing engine, Malik faced a choice: attempt a risky landing on a remote airstrip or stay airborne longer and risk complete failure. The 5 friends looked at each other. No debate, no panic. "We land together," Malik said. Jaden guided navigation. Samuel ensured weight balance. Kofi and Eli prepared the cabin for emergency landing. The aircraft descended fast. The runway was short. The landing was rough. But the plane stopped. Silence followed. Then applause, crying, and prayers of thanks. Every passenger survived. That night, the 5 friends sat outside the aircraft under the stars, exhausted, shaken, but alive. They had kept their promise. News spread quickly. The story of the 5 black African young men who saved an entire flight reached far beyond Kandara. They were called heroes, but among themselves, nothing changed. They still ate together, laughed together, walked together. Offers came, better jobs, international airlines, fame, but they chose something bigger. They started a training program for young African youth, teaching aviation, teamwork, and discipline. They wanted others to rise, not alone, but together. Years later, new planes flew across the sky, piloted and staffed by young men and women inspired by their story. And whenever one of them asked how success was possible, Malik would smile and say, "Because we never flew alone."